What is up, guys? It's your boy Void Koosh, and I am back with another video. And as you can see from the title, or whatever you want to call it, the thumbnail, you can see what I'm going to be talking about, kind of. But what I'm going to be talking about today is when I moved from Del City, which is obviously a really ghetto place, as you saw me on the left, and I moved to Mustang, and now I dress like how you saw in the picture on the right. And I'm just going to start off by saying there was a major change whenever I moved from Del City all the way up to Mustang. As you can tell, it was a ghetto place and into a country place. And I mean, I'm still a douchebag in both settings, but whatever. But getting off that note, you can see that I am playing in the background a little bit of Destiny. So, y'all are gonna hate me if you were actually Destiny fans of the game because I'm a Christmas noob, and I realized that the game came out I think 3 years ago, or 3 or 4. But I don't know. I just never really tried to get in the game. I think I played it 2 times and I didn't really find it that appealing. I mean, I don't know why I didn't, but I picked it up the other day at GameStop for I think it was like $20, and I got 4 of the DLCs. I got the 2 expansions and then Taken King and A Rise of Iron. And I mean, I played it. I beat all the like main storylines. I mean, there's still a lot of more missions that I can do and whatever. But that's not the point. To get off in the video, I'm going to start off explaining a little bit of my past when I used to live in Del City up into whenever I decided with my parents and stuff that I wanted to move to Mustang. So when I was little, I wasn't really that bad of a child. I mean, I was kind of a what you'd call a nerd, even though I never had enough money to buy any of the games that everybody was playing. But I remember I had a PlayStation 2 that I just loved to play, and the main game I would play is probably Ratchet and Clank. Any other Ratchet and Clanks, Up Your Arsenal. I can't think of all the names of them, but just needless to say, Ratchet and Clank was my favorite game, and I also played a couple Final Fantasies whenever they were still little like kind of blockish looking people, and like you would select where you'd want them to go. But enough of that. I'm just kind of explaining the type of kid I was. Originally I was really skinny, and still nobody really liked me that much because I don't know. I guess I was a little bit of a goofball. I'm definitely still a goofball now. But growing up, I ended up getting fatter, and more people started to not like me. I mean, I definitely, I got bullied a lot going into middle school year. But about seventh grade was the transition where I hit from pretty much nerd, everyone hates me, to I'm not gonna say cool, but I was a little more popular, and I started hanging around with the like worse off kids because I thought they were cool. So I was like, yeah, screw it, I'm gonna be a fucking savage like these fuckers. Which I mean, your boy's still a savage, even though he ain't a thug like he used to be. But needless to say, this is the beginning of this like beginning of the end pretty much. So I started getting caught stealing, talking back to teachers. I mean, just skipping classes, and doing drugs, but I never actually got caught doing that. That's what I was doing at the time. So I've been doing that for a while, and I was just going downhill, hanging out with a bunch of different friends. I was a little thug skater kid. I'd always just go around just causing havoc, like breaking like just random shit. I remember we would just break into like random little houses. Supposedly, this can't be confirmed. Don't report me to the FBI. Get my house swatted. Don't do that. But my mom ended up getting a job offering because at the time she was making below minimum wage, I'm pretty sure, and child support was taking out everything she got. So she never really made much money. It was mainly my dad that was making money for the like family. And I remember when she had got the job, my dad originally had definitely planned that we were going to be moving, but it was still a long process because it was still into my school year coming up to state test. And during the whole summer, my dad had been looking for houses for probably like the first month of summer for me, and it was decided we were going to move. Now, we didn't know where. We were originally going to move either to a place called McLeod or Mustang, Oklahoma. Now, between those two places, either one was a good place because it'd be getting me out of where I was with all the bad bebe kids, as it would be called in the ghetto. Or, I mean, that's pretty much what I heard all the time. If you were a bad kid, and I don't know why, because it's mostly the bad kids that like all talked ghetto that would say, be like, "Oh, you a But after a while, we had decided we were going to move to Mustang, and we looked for the longest time to find a place for the school because not only was it a good academic school, but it was also a good sports school because your boy's a savage. He wrestles, tracks, and football. That's the three main things in his life besides school, which I'm doing porn right now, but that's not the point. So that's what we were kind of looking for my schooling was a good sports and good academic because that's what I needed. And so Mustang was the definite option. So we're moving the whole time, and fast forward in time, we moved to Mustang. Well, we still have your little savage thug life kid, talks ghetto and acts all funny and stuff. And he's moving to this country, like more, uh, I would say rural area. It'd be rural. I think that's how you say it. Not an urbanized area as much, even though this kind of country town isn't as rural as some places are. But I moved there, and I get definitely made fun of for how I dress. Like I wanted to be, because when I used to live in Del City, I was trying to be top guy, main thug, savage, all this stuff. And that's not how people were where I was moving to. They were all country. See, I had my ears pierced, as you saw in the picture. I mean, I wore gold chains, like big chains. I wore headphones around my neck all the time. I wore all black. Just whatever was the kind of like I guess you would call ghetto-ish way to dress. Like I always wore joggers. I never really wore anything. I always sagged, definitely. But so I'm trying to transition. I'm trying to be more like the people here because I wanted to fit in. So needless to say, summer comes around, comes back, and I decided at the end of this like freshman year that I was gonna change my look. So because your boy wants to be accepted because that's how everyone is in life. I mean, even if you don't want to admit it, you want to be accepted. You want to be friends with people around you. Like there's no doubt about it. Like that's 100% how every human being is in life. You may not want to admit it, and you may not even want to be friends with the popular people. You want to be accepted in a group, a social group of any kind, pretty much. So that's just how everybody is, and that's the main thing that I wanted was I just wanted to be accepted. So the whole summer I had worked at Sonic, which is a horrible fast food restaurant that I will never work at again because the boss is shit, everyone's shit, the food's shit now because I've eaten so much of it. But I had been saving up money the whole entire summer to get a pair of boots, a cowboy hat, just country clothes, and I had made all my friends during the freshman year that I wanted to make, which was all football players, wrestlers, track people, and all that. And they all dressed like that. I mean, they ended up coming to like me because they actually knew me instead of just judging me from how I dressed because they would always make fun of me for like my earrings and how I sag and all this stuff. But I ended up actually making friends, and this is kind of like the better transition in my life, like how it is now. But after coming back that school year, I just dressed completely different because that's how I felt, how I wanted to dress, how I wanted to act, and all that stuff. And that's just how I came to be how I am. And I mean, I've went through a lot of hard stuff in my life, like family members dying and stuff like that. But yeah, and that's just how my life's been. Starting to get a little emotional about that, but let's ignore that. But if you like the video, you want more of stories like this because a lot of people like stories for some reason because I guess you boy's a partially good storyteller, which this wasn't that much of a good story, I'm going to be honest. But I was trying to make a video for the new year. But if you like it, put a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, check out my other videos because they're all way better than this is. But that's not the point. But stay savage, motherfuckers. You boys out.